What's up, y'all? Day 22 of 31 days of character creation, and we are continuing the Gentlefist saga. Emilio just rolled a character name Upset Star Drive, and she's a paladin tiefling. And well, let's go ahead and see what we got to further the saga here. So, D10 for ancestry gets me a 3. Oh, it's our first elf who's going to be part of what's going on in Palanvra. Um, Class is 6. Monk, an elf monk. Okay. And the background is 18 urchin, an elf monk urchin. Okay, okay. And then the gender is male. Okay, a male elf monk urchin in Palanvra. And so, how does this elf factor into the Gentlefist saga? Okay, so an urchin monk. So, how does that happen exactly? Especially in Palanvra, we have um, any sort of institution that you could want would exist in Palanvra because as Emilio mentioned, it's a pretty cosmopolitan place, and so um, let's say that this, because it's such a big city, this is a monastery that's actually kind of like renowned, one with lots of money, lots of prestige. And one of the things that this monastery does is that they have an orphanage basically. And those select few who are able to sort of who demonstrate promise in some way, may get recruited into different areas of the monastery. Some of which would include, the area where people learn to fight. And so our elf here was recruited. Maybe this elf was actually a little bit older when he was brought into the orphanage, maybe 12, 13, something like that. He kind of lived a hard scrabble life, and had to figure out how to defend himself. And that was why he showed promise for the fighting part of the monastery. So he gets trained in the monastery, and this monastery is definitely a place that is for the people. And so, where Slate has been sort of manipulated to believe that he is fighting to, in a people's revolt, but he's actually being manipulated by multiple levels of puppetry by Divinia. Our elf character here is actually part of the people's, army or whatever. Like, they're the good guys, basically. They're the true good guys. And so our elf is going to be brought into this, and may actually end up being somebody who's fighting up against Slate, just as sort of one of the foot soldiers in this battle. But let's see what this elf has got for stats here. So, strength is 13. Okay, but Monk's going to be a dex fighter, so let's see what we got here for dex. Dex is going to be 12. Okay, solid dex to start off with. Con is going to be 11. Intelligence is going to be that's a 15. 15 intelligence. Okay, really smart. Although I would expect them to be more street smart. Let's see what the wisdom is. That's going to be a 12. Okay, so also solid. This is a solid character. Charisma is going to be that is a 14. Okay, so yeah, boy, no wonder the monk fighters kind of saw something in him. He's got a lot of positive traits, and with all those positive traits, I want to say maybe they're even going to sort of elevate him to be sort of a leader among the fighting monks in the monastery, and so he's sort of being cultivated to be sort of an officer among them, and so he's going to be ordering monks around in this battle to come, which is what the sort of head monks are all sort of observing is happening. You know, they're reading the tea leaves, they see that there's a storm brewing, and this character, who we're going to call Janward. We're gonna call him Janward. And let's have this monastery sort of supplies a surname, let's say, and so this monastery is situated on the top of let's say the monastery is part of kind of the wall that's around Palanvara, and it's like built into, you know, multiple kind of corners of the wall. So it's got different areas, and they all have different sort of specialties. Like the one area that Janward is in is, you know, the fighting monk area, and so Janward of the Walls, because Janward is a protector and those monks are protectors. So Janward of the Walls. All right, thanks, y'all.